We are glad to be alive today. We thank God for that. How are we wherever we are? I believe we're all fine. You'll be reading your notes, you'll be watching your video. I want to believe so. And then you are preparing for another CBT, major on week 1 to 6, especially with 5 and 6. You have much of your work drawn from 5 and 6 topics. So that does not mean you won't read others, but concentrate well on week 5 and 6, both for video and your notes. So I know that this very weekend, or as the case may be, you have been sent the messages that another CBT is coming. So it will be uploaded and then you have your questions to do or your test to do there. Don't just watch video for play. We are serious in what we are doing. And then you too should be serious while you watch the video and whatever you are doing. Your notes are there, the videos are there. So you don't have any reason to say you didn't do well. You just play and go like that. We have been talking about climate and vegetation in Africa. We talked about the equatorial climate, and we said it favors the rainforest. The rainforest is the areas you see some equatorial hardwood, like the obeche, opepe, mahogany, Africa or not. I have given you example, the Iroko. I gave you the Iroko tree, and we discussed about the Iroko tree too. So these areas there in Africa as a whole, there are 2 zones that are picked to be looked at today as lumbering areas. That is what we call lumbering in Equatorial region, the Zaire and Nigeria. When we say Equatorial region, now you know the meaning of equator. The area around the equator. We are saying that Africa has 37 degrees north and 35 degrees south. Don't forget, around the equator, we lie around the equator, very close to the equator. So the climate is favorable to us in Africa. And there are areas in Africa, we talked about the Zaire Basin too. The Zaire and Nigeria now is what we are looking at to have a particular lumbering, or how lumbering is done in these areas. Then lumbering is another thing. Then these areas we are talked about, there's also another thing, lumbering in this area, that is lumbering in Equatorial Africa, talking about the Zaire and Nigeria. So before we look at what lumbering is and these areas, how do you do this lumbering, let us share together the objectives as we normally do. That is, at the end of this lesson, you should be able to, 1, describe the factors that favor lumbering, or call it favorable factors of lumbering in Zaire and Nigeria. Remember, I said we're picking 2. In West Africa, it's not only Nigeria that we have, but we're picking Nigeria and Zaire now in the whole of Africa. Then 2, describe the methods of lumbering in Zaire and Nigeria. We're still talking about Zaire and Nigeria in Africa. Then discuss the importance of lumbering. Lastly, discuss the problems of lumbering in these areas, talking about Nigeria and Zaire, and then the solution to these problems. Now let us look at what lumbering is. Lumbering, it means cutting down of trees in the forest. Not just cutting down, but cutting down of economic trees, felling of economic trees in the forest. It could be used for at home, in the industries, or for commercial purpose and any other purpose. That is why you fell down these trees. Felling of these trees could be deforestation on its own. That is, just cut down a tree and it's not of importance to you, just cut it down. But when you go to fell a tree, for a reason you want to use it, that's the economic tree, that's an economic importance to you. It is important, you want to get something for it. That's what we call felling of economic trees. The trees you selected, they have use, they have things you want to make them for. Otherwise, it will become ordinary deforestation. So cutting down of these economic trees for commercial, industrial, or whatever, even at home, use at home, is what we call lumbering. The equatorial climate, I've told you, favors lumbering. That is, it favors the existence of the rainforest, equatorial rainforest. That is where you can get these economic trees, like the obeche, Iroko, and so many that I've said. I've told you In West Africa, it's not only Nigeria where you can see all these traits, but Nigeria is being picked as one of them. The Cote d'Ivoire is there, Ghana is there, Nigeria. They are the leading countries where you can have this lumbering done in West Africa. The lumbering in lumbering areas includes Zaire Basin. We're talking about around Kinshasa. That is, we're talking about the Zaire now. The area you see there around Kinshasa. Ituri is another part of the Eastern Equator. Then in Nigeria, that is talking about in Zaire now. In Zaire, we have the lumbering areas. That's what I've said. Areas you can see lumbering there. The Kinshasa, the Ituri, and the Eastern Equator. This is the East. In Zaire, I've discussed or shown to you the Zaire Basin. This is the Zaire Basin too. You are seeing here. You are seeing forests and bushes there. You have these economic trees in this area. Then in Nigeria, we have areas like Benin City, Sapele, Ondo State, talking about Akure and other areas. Then Port Harcourt and Calabar, majorly we have them in south-south part of the country. You can see that Calabar is south-south, Port Harcourt is south-south, Benin City is south-south, Sapele is from Delta State, which is also south-south. So majorly we have them in south-south. Ondo is southwest. So these areas are areas of lumbering, where we can see lumbering, these economic trees, or where these trees are being felt in Nigeria. Then we've also talked about that of the Zaire, the Kinshasa. Then we talk about Ituri and the Zaire Basin too. So these are the factors that favor lumbering in these areas, as we have it in the objectives. The factors that make lumbering to work well: presence of dense tropical rainforest. If there is no rainforest, this tropical rainforest, you cannot see all this tree. So it makes this tree to grow. Another one is high rainfall all the year. If you have little rainfall, these trees will die. They will not be able to survive. Efficient sawmill to process timber. When you now have all this timber, this is sawmill. When you now have all this timber, you need to pull them, process them. In the sawmill, that is where they are processed. The logs are cut to plants. We call it wood conversion or timber conversion. Then high demand for timber. You cannot produce and nobody is buying. If you are a seller and you produce this timber, you always get them from the forest. And nobody is is in need of them to do something. You will not be able to go and get another one. You'll be discouraged. That's what we mean by high demand. Presence of market for timber products. Yes, you should have a place where you sell all these things. We have them in Lagos, places they sell timber. In Igbo, they call it Omosisi. If you go to the market, that is the area, the Omosisi is where they sell the timbers. Get them there. The availability of labor. People should be ready to work. In all these sawmill, people work there. You should have people that will be cutting, doing this conversion, cutting trunk to log to plants, and many others. Efficient transportation or transport, like good road, river. These logs are moved on the road, maybe put them inside a truck, or this long motor called truck, or they can be transported through the river. That is another thing. They put them in the river. There's a way people swim and then they push them and they go along the river. Then, or you want to export them. There are places called export point where the people can come to buy them. They are taking it outside of this or that particular region. Then you need to take it. Remember, it is cut or fell from in the forest. You need to transport them to that place. Even the sawmill is not located in the forest. It is located outside the forest. So when you fell, you need to transport them. So these things are factors that make these things to go well, this lumbering to go well. We call them favorable factors. Then what are the methods of lumbering? First, the lumberman search for tree that he wants, and then he begin to cut. That is it. This is somebody searching for a tree. Now you can see the trees are many. He's looking inside. He has fallen, or he has cut this or fell this. He is looking for another one inside the forest, searching for a particular tree that he needs. It could be mahogany or oak or teak inside the plenty trees that are available. He's searching for it there. He will now fell it. After that, you have searched for the tree. You will now do creation of platform that is 2 to 3 meters high around trees with buttress root. These are trees with buttress root. When you say trees have buttress root, that is, the roots didn't go inside the soil. They didn't go deep inside the soil. There are roots you will not see when you look outside the tree, but they go inside the soil. These are buttress. They just put their roots outside. It is very difficult for you to cut this type of tree because you cut this one first, you cut this one first, you cut this one. You have to cut the round. So you create 2.3 meter high around this buttress tree. That is from here to this side. So that this side that looks rubbish will be waste. That is what we mean by that. This is a tree with buttress root. Then you fell the tree. Could be with chainsaw, could be with axe, it could be with cutlass. If it is cutlass, that means the tree is very, very tiny, not the big ones. This is a man felling with a chainsaw. You fell the tree with a chainsaw. After you have cut the tree down, then the branches are removed. These are the branches that are cut away. You do not need them. This is what you need. This is called the trunk. If you divide this trunk, you get what we call the log. You have been taught all this in your basic technology. You cut the trunk from the tree. From the trunk, you get the log. So when you now get the log, it is the log that is transported to the sawmill for you to make use of. In the sawmill, they now cut it to become planks. Logs are taken to loading point. These are logs. It's a log. They are taken to loading point where you want to load them inside the vehicle or to be transported to the sawmill or export point. You have a loading point where you park the vehicle. Then you have the place you cut the tree. Because your vehicle cannot enter inside the forest where you have the tree that you want to cut. Cannot go inside there. You may park your vehicle close to that particular place. When you now cut the tree, you now carry it to the loading point. You load them inside the truck. That is what we mean by that. These are the methods. Then economic trees in Nigeria that are seen. I have talked about the opepe, iroko, mahogany, obeche, sapele wood. Sapele, remember, is in the south of this country, Nigeria. That is south of Nigeria. Sapele is in Delta State. Then Africa walnut. This is iroko tree. I've told you about iroko tree. This opepe. These are hardwood. They are the Equatorial hardwood that are seen in this rainforest in the Equatorial region. These are the trees. They are the ones that are, these are example, the pepper, the iroko, they are the tropical hardwood that are seen, that are long or cut, fell down, that are used for this lumbering. They are the ones that are seen in Nigeria. These are economic trees that we find in Nigeria. Then we talk about the ones in Zaire too. Also are the trees, like the walnut is also one of them, African walnut. This is limba. I didn't make mention of limba when we're talking about those found in Nigeria. What the okome? Okome is another hardwood, soft wood that are seen. While both the soft and the hard, the ones listed in Nigeria are the hard. The roko, obeche, the mahogany, and all. They are the hardwood. Then the okome is soft wood found in Zaire Basin, and then the tropical hardwoods too, that includes the walnut, mahogany. This is limba, and so many. These ones are seen in the Zaire, the economic trees. That these trees that we are talking about that were being seen, that are being cut or fell for the lumbering, for economic use to be taken to sawmill or whatever, or to be exported. Then, what are the importance of lumbering? Why do we go to get this? I've told you, felling of trees for economic use is different from ordinary deforestation. Ordinary deforestation is just cutting down the tree, but you have a use for it. That is, if it's important to you, it means you are lumbering. That is, it is lumbering. You now cut it to use for some. It provides foreign exchange through timber export. Countries are mentioned in West Africa now, like Ghana, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire. These countries have these economic trees. They sell them to other countries. They make money from it. Even regions, state by state or state versus state, Lagos can sell. These states we are talking about now, the south, like Benin City, can sell to Lagos State. They export it to Lagos, and then they make money from it as a state. So they provide employment for the lumbermen, people that do this thing. This is their job, just like fishing, and you go to come. That is what they do. You know, those that use the chainsaw to cut or fell. Those drivers that carry the logs from the loading point to the sawmill and the export point, they also have job from employment. It gives raw material. Timbers we get from it. Industries use it. Plants and plywood, we use them for building of houses, bridges, and other things. Timber is used to make canoe and boat. This is what you are saying now. This is a boat or canoe. This is a canoe here. This canoe is produced by, or it's manufactured by the use of the timber. This is what I'm saying. It is wood. You are seeing inside. It is painted red, but it is wood inside. This canoe is wooden canoe that I'm saying here. So these are things that will timber serve as source of revenue to the government. I've told you, when you export, you make money from it. Not only that, people that come to fell the trees, they are being given license. They are called timber contractors. Government give the license, government make money by way of doing that. These are plants that can be used for building, construction, road construction, and so many others. Both in Nigeria and in Zaire, these trees are important or are very, very in need for these particular reasons. They are important to us in Nigeria and even in Zaire. For these reasons, even in Zaire, they make use of it for canoe, for boat, for building and other things too. And it also gives them revenue as a government. These are things we are looking at today. Then, what are the problems of lumbering? When you lumber in an area, what are the things? We are getting what it gives to the country now, the economy or the people as importance, as advantage, as good things. What about the problems? It has led to natural forest product depletion. That is, the wood, these things that are there, these trees, they are depletion. There is depletion of the products. They are no more available as they are supposed to be because you fell them. Each day you go there, that's your work or job, you fell them. The exploitation of timber exposes the soil to agents of erosion. You have, this is erosion of flood, you are saying now. It is erosion that caused this flood. Erosion leads to this flood. This water begin to move and then accumulate here. Deforestation can cause flood too. This is the flood now too. When you deforestate, then you now open it to agents of the erosion and then flood will now come. Presence of buttress root in some area. I've shown to you just a buttress root make tree felling difficult. Yes, the person that is felling the buttress root is different from, like you are saying here. Like you are saying here, this is a buttress root tree. The person that is felling this one is different from person, you can't compare them to the person that is felling this one. They are two different things. So that is another problem. You have to take time to create those things, those platforms before you be able to fell the trees. Then it leads to disappearance of wildlife. Yes, the big animals that are seen there, they could be used, the forest should have been used for reserve and other things, or recreation or whatever you call it. But those animals will run away because they have been exposed to sun and many other things and rain. No shelter again for them. Then some logs are so heavy. For you to transport them to the sawmill, they become difficult, or to the export point where you are transporting them through the river. They will not be going down. These are the problems that are faced by lumbermen, or that are faced. This is erosion that are faced, or problems of lumbering in general, both in Nigeria and then Zaire. This soil erosion. When you fell these trees, you expose the soil to this. You begin to see soil cutting, and having gully and whatever type of erosion. Now let us look at the solutions to these problems. We are talking about soil erosion is one of the problems. Roads should be constructed around lumbering areas for transportation to be easy. That is when you are carrying the logs from the loading point. Now you want to take it to the sawmill or export point. There should be a road constructed close to it so that vehicles will not break down the road and other things. This is a road now, see a tar road, constructed around forest. This forest this side, forest this side. Yes, this is good. Once you fell the tree, you just bring it down and then you move. Then forestation, that is, you plant new tree where you have cut tree. The planting of two, where you cut one, like Lagos State is always encouraging, when you cut one, plant two, should be done. Then bush fallowing should be discouraged. That is, you know the meaning of bush fallowing. You will give a chance for a particular land to fallow for some years, they come back again to plant on it. So when you are planting or cultivation, the cross you will cultivate because after 4 or 5 years, you come back again. You know I've gotten hydroco that is matured that will give you this timber. Then bush burning should also be discouraged. When you burn trees, these trees will not be there again. We burn the bush. Then forest gas should be there to manage the forest, to know people who are illegal felling of trees, to check these people who are doing that, and then to ensure that new trees are planted in the forest. These are the solutions to the problems that are facing lumbering or problems of lumbering, both in Nigeria and Zaire. We have said lumbering is the felling down of economic trees, not just trees, economic trees in the forest for commercial, industrial, domestic, and other uses. Now we said we have methods of lumbering, both in Zaire and Nigeria. We said you search for the tree of your choice, then you fell down, you remove the branches, then you cut the trunk into log, you take log to the loading point, and then from there to the sawmill. We have looked at area like a Kashashi, Shasa in Zaire. We have also looked at Ituri in Zaire, that is the area, and then Zaire Basin too, the areas we have the lumbering, these lumbering trees. Then we also look at in Nigeria, we talk about most of them in South, the Port Harcourt, Calabar, Benin City, Sapele, and the one in the Southwest, look at the Ondo state. We also talked about the importance of this lumbering. We said they give foreign exchange, they give employment to the people, the lumbermen, they give job to them. Then we talked about the produced timbers we use for construction of buildings and roads and many others. We also look at the problems that they cause depletion of natural products like the timber in the forest. Then they send away the wildlife, animals too. We talked about that. We talked about the cause erosion too, and so many others. We also look at the solution. Then we said one of the solutions to one of the problems is transportation of the log to the sawmill or the export point. We said roads should be constructed close to the forest. And we talked about illegal felling of trees. To check them, forest guards should be there to monitor who is felling a tree illegally or who is felling a tree legally. And then when forestation is not done, that is planting of new tree, these forest guards should check the planting of new trees to replace the cut ones. These are areas where I covered. I've told you before I started teaching that you should concentrate on week 1 to 6 for your upcoming CBT, and then majorly week 5 and 6. Do not forget, I've said week 1 to 6 for your geography CBT that will be coming, that will be given this weekend or very soon. So while you watch video, watch very well, and then pick the points that are there. Pick things that you need to know, and even your notes, pick things that you need to know in that particular note. You watch the videos, you have questions, I've always told you, private chat me, I will give you the solutions to the questions. May God bless you all. Thank you very much.